Quinton Byfield, roll the highlight reel. Get ready to see that on the play of the night, possibly in the OHL. A highlight reel goal from the projected top 5 draft pick in Quinton Byfield. That is his 12th goal of the season. That is an unbelievable goal, and it looks like they're going to go upstairs, actually.
Not many goaltenders in the league that are going to be able to make a stop on Quinton Byfield.
That is good as a goal as you will ever see. Quinton Byfield, roll the highlight reel. Get ready to see that on the play of the night, possibly in the OHL. A highlight reel goal from the projected top 5 draft pick in Quinton Byfield.
Mic check, test 1, 2, 3. Mic check, test 1, 2, 3. From high above the ice on the shores of Lake Ontario, we welcome you inside the Ford Performance Center for another presentation of Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey on the Dolphins broadcast channel. Good afternoon, everyone. It's the voice of the Dolphins, Thomas Mercier. Glad to be with you for my second season behind the mic for your Etobicoke Junior Dolphins. And today, we kick off another season. It's the 2025-26 season opener for your Etobicoke Dolphins. And today, they take on the Durham West Lightning to open their 2025-26 campaign. The Etobicoke Dolphins had an historic season last year, going 40-5 on the year with 118 points, the most goals scored in the league last year with 269, while only allowing 63, which turned out to be the second best goals allowed on the season. They had by far the best goal differential, plus 206. Nobody came remotely close. Only a trio of teams had triple digits in terms of goal differential. And of course, the Dolphins capped off their amazing season for the first time in a long, long time, capturing the provincial title for the OWHA U22 Elite Division, taking home gold and bringing it back to the Finland for the first time in a while. They look to defend their title here this season, and it should be a dandy. It's Phil the Ford Day at the Ford Performance Center, as many people are expected to come into the rink here this afternoon and take in what should be an amazing contest to kick off our 2025-26 season. The Dolphins, of course, had their Etobicoke exhibition series last weekend, and they swept, winning all 4 of their games on the weekend. And this team is destined to be just as good, if not better, than they were last season. When it comes to returning players on the team, there are 9 returning from last season, those featuring goaltender Maya St. Pierre, native of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Other returnees, Mia Venucio, who is now recently committed to UConn to be a member of the Huskies, so congratulations to her on that recent news. Sophia Ishmael, a Penn State commit and native of St. George, Ontario. She is not in the lineup today. We'll talk about scratches in just a matter of minutes. Other returnees include Grace Van Volsen, Fiona Waddick, Megan Mossy, Adriana Milani, Rachel Piggott, Spencer Vicari to round it out, and a few new players joining the team this year. They have the Bishop twins, Renee and Rachel Bishop, joining natives of Baie-Durf, Quebec. They are both Cornell commits and will be making their Dolphins debut here today, along with Devin Lane, who was a AP for the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins last season, playing in just 1 game, but not registering any points. Of the newcomers as well, Haley Box, a native of Cheyenne, Wyoming, by way of Minnesota. She is a Wisconsin Badger commit, and she will make her debut here as well. A couple other newcomers include Maddie McCullough, who will be taking on her former club here today, the former member of the Durham West Lightning from last season, one of the highest-scoring players in the league last year. She is now crossed over and will join Etobicoke here this season. Speaking of scratches, Sophia Ishmael, as I mentioned, not in the lineup here this afternoon for Etobicoke, as is newcomer Maddie Lubera, the former Cambridge Rivulet, unfortunately out with a upper body injury. She is expected to return later in the season. Today's flag bearers for our opening day here in Etobicoke, members of the U9A Etobicoke Dolphins, that being Olivia Reitenbach and Tessa Doyle. And for the first time this season, here they come, the Etobicoke Dolphins hit the ice in front of the home crowd for the first time this year. And it is expected to be a very exciting year for Etobicoke this season. Looking at the other side, the Durham West Lightning with a few new members of their own, including former Barrie Sharks goaltender Amelia Wilkinson, who is now crossed over to Durham West. She had a fantastic year last year, going 14-5 on the year, as well as 7 shutouts. She was absolutely dynamite for the Barrie Sharks last season, and she is now part of the Lightning. Going over a few more members of the Durham West Lightning roster, featuring a lot of commits, 2 UConn commits in the form of Amelia Wilkinson and Capri Chalk. Also, Brown University commit Uma Peterson. A lot of Providence commits, 4 as a matter of fact, including Taylor Saprika, Neve Thatcher, Mackenzie Riches, and Peyton Fleming to round things out. And back behind the bench for his 16th season as the head coach of the Durham West Lightning is Mr. Dave Gwynn. And on the Etobicoke side of things, no surprise, Joe Bukovich is back, bringing the provincial crown back to Finland this year, along with assistant coaches Blake Pryor and Michelle Janis. This is going to be a real fun season of Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey action, and it doesn't end just yet afterwards. They will be in action tomorrow as well at 12:15. They will take on the Toronto Junior Arrows here at the Ford Performance Center. You can, of course, watch that game here live on YouTube as well. And we hope that you enjoy this broadcast today. Should be a real fun one for the Ford Performance Center. The Dolphins and the Lightning getting their season started here this afternoon. Etobicoke wearing their alternate jerseys today. Their beautiful gray jerseys with blue striping and white pipe to round it out. On the Durham West Lightning will be wearing their white jerseys and white helmets on the other side of the ice here this afternoon for the Ford Performance Center. The season officially opened yesterday around the Ontario Women's Hockey Association U22 Elite Division, including the Burlington Barracudas taking down the London Devilettes 4-3. And Toronto, as I mentioned, the Dolphins will be playing tomorrow. They fell to Stony Creek at the hands of a 7-1 final. Other games that are happening today, the Barrie Sharks are in our nation's capital to take on the Ottawa Senators. That game just getting underway from Ottawa. As well at 2:40, the Windsor Southwest Wildcats will welcome the Burlington Barracudas. Brampton is in London to take on the Devilettes. The Ontario Hockey Academy Mavericks hosting the Nepean Wildcats at 3:20 today. Waterloo hosting Blue Water. The Ottawa 67s are in Toronto Leaside to take on the Wildcats. And rounding things out today at 8:15, this should be a good one. The North York Storm taking on the Stony Creek Sabres live from Stony Creek. As I mentioned, not in the lineup today for your Dolphins. No Sophia Ishmael or Maddie Lubera as they are out with injuries at this current point in time. And again, just looking at this roster for Etobicoke, this is a real special-looking team this year for Etobicoke as they look to defend their crown here to start off the 2025-26 campaign, as folks still making their way into the Ford Performance Center. Again, we are expecting a near-capacity crowd to take in this one today. Warm-ups just underway before we get to get familiar with our new Etobicoke Junior Dolphins. As I mentioned, 9 returning players to the Etobicoke squad this year, as almost everyone on the team right now that is eligible to sign an NCAA contract has been locked up. Of course, the most recent one being Mia Venucio, going to be a member of the Yukon Huskies in the NCAA very soon. Couple of the newcomers as well. Skylar Rushbler, a native of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, was an AP for the Etobicoke Dolphins last season, played 4 games, registered a goal and an assist. She has also committed to NCAA. She will be heading to Boston University to become a Terrier. Cindy Bonus, another former Etobicoke AP, now a full-time member of the Dolphins this season, also a Boston University commit. 4 games last year with the U22 Dolphins with 1 assist in the 4 games that she dressed for. Grace Van Volsen expected to have a big season this year. 47 points in 45 games last season, as well as 4 power play goals in her campaign last year. She is a Providence College commit, and she is expected to be a big-time force for this Etobicoke squad. We'll step out for player introductions and national anthems, and on the other side of the break, your starting goaltender and first period puck drop to get your season underway. It's the 2025-26 season opener live from Finland. It's the Lightning and the Dolphins next on the Dolphins broadcast channel.
Welcome to the 2025-26 regular season home opener versus the Durham West Junior Lightning. Before we get to today's officials, I do want to welcome the flag bearers from our under 9A team here in Etobicoke, Olivia Richenbach and Texas Oil. Big shout out to them. The officials for today's game are referees Bill Tuck and Steve Rando, and on the lines are Sydney Jacobs and Jillian Allen. For today's starting lineup for the Durham West, number 9, Uma Peterson. Number 2, Lorelei Himmel. Number 43, Sararin Vinderman. On defense, we have number 11, Aurora Matt. On defense, number 26, Pippa Green. And goal, number 67, Darby Oates. Coach Paul Matcha. And on your junior Dolphins starting 6, forward number 93, Maddie McCullough. Forward number 72, Rachel Pigeon. On forward number 86, Renee Bishop. On defense, number 43, Adriana Milani. defense, number 14, Grace Van Bolsen. And the starting goal, number 32, Maya St. Pierre. Coach, Joe Bukovich. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able to stand, please remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
National anthems in the books, which means we are ready to get things underway for the 2025-26 season, and we're so glad you're going to be spending your Saturday with us here deep in the heart of Finland. Today's starting goaltenders in net today for the Durham West Lightning will be Keswick, Ontario native Darby Oak, 17-5 last season with a 2.64 goals against average and a save percentage of .891. And on the Etobicoke side, it is the Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario native Maya St. Pierre. Played 21 games last year for the Finns with a record of 15-3, 3 shutouts to her name, a 1.51 and a .909. She will get the start for the first game of the 2025-26 season. Durham West will start with Peterson, Matt, Himley, Green, and Bitterman, while Etobicoke will challenge with Renee Bishop, Adriana Milani, Grace Van Volsen, Maddie McCullough, and Rachel Piggott. What do you say we get things going? The 2025-26 season is officially underway from Etobicoke. Dolphins start with the puck in their own end, looking to move it up ice. It's Renee Bishop throwing it to the left-hand side. Early chance for the Dolphins, but the shot was blocked there in front by Aurora Matt. Good defense by her to stand in front of the shot, and now the Lightning looking to challenge the other way, but nicely held in at the line by Renee Bishop. Dolphins trying to stay on the attack as we're already 35 seconds in, and the Dolphins with the first quality chance of the game, but do not register a shot just yet. Back into the zone comes Cheyenne, Wyoming native Haley Box. She'll cut around the back of her net, looks up ice and looking to turn on the Jets. She could really fly. Here she goes. She'll fire it in and look for Grace Van Volsen to give chase. Out of the net comes Oaks to play it. Almost costs it up and needs a little bit of help from her teammates, but she's able to clear it away safely. Now down in the corner, it's Renee Lapointe to the right-hand side for Savannah Halloran. Halloran still looking to get it out. Can't quite do so. Nicely held in at the line by the Dolphins. Opportunity opening up here. Milani with a shot. Deflected off a stick and just into the corner. Played out by the Lightning. Here comes Halloran again. Halloran backhands it into the zone, trying to get around Rachel Bishop. Wearing number 3 this season. Her sister wearing number 86. Both natives of Baie-D'Urfé, Quebec. Former members of the U18 Quebec team at the U18 Championships this past year. Back in her own zone, it's Megan Mossy playing it up the wing, sent in by Skylar Rushpler. Now chasing after it is Sydney Bonus. Recent commit to Boston University, but the Lightning able to pick it up and just get it out. Venucio plays it to the line, but Vicari touches the puck and therefore puts her team offside as we are a minute 53 deep into the contest. And we are scoreless between the Dolphins and the Lightning so far. A special welcome to all of you tuning in on the Dolphins broadcast channel, wherever you're tuning in from. Thomas Mercier, glad to be with you on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Etobicoke on the shores of Lake Ontario. A lot of buzz in the building as the Dolphins very eager to get their season underway. It is now officially underway and will look to defend their provincial title starting today. Back in her own zone, Aurora Matt can't quite play it out for Durham West. Now tied up on the left-hand side. Rushborough on a backhand try to get it up ice. Could not do so. Dolphins in the midst of a change as they're trying to come back for the puck. It's deep in their zone, and now they will move it out. Well, at least they were going to for a minute, but Bonus unfortunately couldn't corral the puck cleanly. Uma Peterson trying to put it to the front of the net, picked off nicely by Megan Mossy. Right up the middle. Beautiful pass under the stick of Renee Bishop. Off the right wing now, trying to chase after. It's the former Durham West Lightning, Maddie McCullough, in front for Bishop. She scores! Welcome to Finland! Renee Bishop with her first goal as a member of the Dolphins. And Etobicoke gets the first goal of the season. It's 1-0. Renee Bishop found the puck and just threw it towards the net, and she goes 5-hole on Derby Oaks. And the first goal of the 2025-26 season goes by way of Etobicoke. And they have an early 1-0 lead before the 3-minute mark. LaPointe trying to pick it up, and it'll be moved out now. On the right side, Soren Bitterman tied up and lost the puck, thrown out by Etobicoke. This is going to be icing as the puck will go down the distance, and a faceoff will come back in the Etobicoke zone. Renee Bishop, in her first game as a member of the Dolphins, makes an immediate impact, scoring her first goal of the season to give the Dolphins an early 1-0 lead. Great turnout here today at the Ford Performance Center. People still making their way into the rink. Expecting a great turnout today. So McCullough and Piggott will pick up the assist on the Renee Bishop marker. And that one coming again just before the 3-minute mark to give Etobicoke the early 1-0 lead. Played back to the neutral zone, trying to move it out as Brick throws a pass across, nicely recovered by Piggott to intercept. And now the Dolphins have an opportunity. Potential breakout pass there for Haley Box, but the pass was just off the mark. Box able to get it back. Pass out in front, but nobody there in a gray uniform to get it. Now it'll be moved out by Madison Brick, a commit of Colgate University. Right behind the net, St. Pierre out of her goal. It's the Dolphins and Lightning in the midst of a change. Lightning had possession for a moment. Chance for Etobicoke to clear it out. They can't do so. It's tied up between the legs of Grace Van Volsen. Got to talk to her and her brother Jack, who is now a member of the Sarnia Stain in the Ontario Hockey League. And also got to take in the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins Golf Classic just a couple weekends ago at the beautiful mile run in Uxbridge. Dolphins moving it out. Cross-ice pass for Milani. Trying to pick it up on the right side, and she does. Milani to the goal, and she fired it just wide. Oakes was not expecting that shot to go block her side and almost beat her, but it goes wide of the net. Dolphins putting on the pressure early already. Fleming at center can't hold on to it cleanly. She'll fire it back into the zone where it's going to be recovered by Fiona Wannick, a commit of Stonehill College and a native of Lighthouse Cove, Ontario. At the blue line, brought in and fired deeper by Sydney Bonus. She's going to be beaten to the puck, though, here by Allie Mitchell. Chance for Durham West to clear again, and they will. But right on the stick of Megan Mossy, it goes at her own blue line. Durham West has still not had a shot in this game so far. LaPointe back at her own blue line. Bank pass off the boards, trying to find a streaking Bitterman, but cannot connect on tape to tape. Or I guess in that case it would have been tape to board to tape. At the blue line, here's LaPointe with some nice stick handling. LaPointe finds some room, takes the shot, and it's blocked, and it's going to be moved out. A breakaway opportunity. Here comes Maddie McCullough. She scores! How fitting! The former Durham West Lightning, Maddie McCullough, lights the lamp and makes it 2-0 Etobicoke. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. The former Lightning scores against her former club and gives the Dolphins their first multi-goal lead of the season. It's now 2-0 Etobicoke with 14:28 to go in the first period. She said before the game how much she really wanted to score against her former club, and boy, howdy she has. Unassisted for Maddie McCullough, picks up her first as a member of the Dolphins, and she now has 2 points on the game. Cross-line pass. Here's Devin Lane with a shot. That one nicely blocked by Brick. And Durham West going to move it out courtesy of Capri. Chalk can't hold on to it, but the backhand of Halloran will get it in deep as Durham West still looking for their first shot of the game as we are past the 6-minute mark of the opening frame. Devin Lane looking out by ice, able to find her teammate right side. That was Grace Van Volsen. Look out, big collision in open ice as getting sent flying there was Renee Bishop inadvertently. Van Volsen recovers up the right side. She comes, or pardon me, that's Mossy with some nice silky mitts to get around the defense. Back in her own end, it's Lang. Throws it across for Mossy. Pumps, fakes the pass. Now she will pass it to Renee Bishop. Bishop fires it down the ice. No icing as she got it over the red line. Good hustle here by Etobicoke as Bishop able to recover from that inadvertent open ice hit. Now Milani's picked up the puck. She has an opening. She'll fire it. Nice save made by Oakes. Pushes that one away on the blocker's side. That is her best save of the game so far. Sent back into the Etobicoke zone, trying to race after it and get it is Aurora Matt looking to the front of the net. Almost had an option into the form of Peyton Fleming, but couldn't connect clean. Off of the puck on the right-hand face-off circle, picked up by Adriana Milani. She'll flip it in towards the end zone and get a change here for Etobicoke. 12:50 to go in the first period. Dolphins up 2-0, courtesy of Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough, the two newest comers of the Dolphins, getting the first 2 goals of the game. Here's Spencer Vicari now. Vicari around the back of the goal. She comes trying to look out front. Off of the puck in the corner as in the midst of that is Sydney Bonus. She ties up Renee Lapointe. And both teams still battling for the puck behind the goal. Now picked up by Allie Mitchell. Trying to clear it out. Couldn't do so. Dolphins keeping it in the offensive zone. Back just shy of the line. Lang with a good job to hold it in. Down along the half boards, unfortunately, just out of our field of view. And Durham West will pick it up and get it out. And so good stick handling by Lapointe, but now she's turned it over as Piggott tried to fire it back in. And look out. Durham West almost caught with too many attackers. Here comes Etobicoke looking to take advantage of the mistimed line change. Chipped off the glass by Renee Lapointe and able to get it down the ice. Will it have enough for icing? Yes, it'll just get there. And that will be an icing infraction against Durham West. 11:48 to go in the first period. Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough both scoring their first goals of the season. And first as members of the Etobicoke Dolphins to give the Finns a early 2-0 lead. Face off to the right of Oakes. Looks like it'll be Uma Peterson facing off against Rachel Piggott, and it'll be Durham West winning that face-off. The point gets taken down in the neutral zone. Look back to the official, does not get a call. Picked up by Venucio, who will move it out on the right wing, trying to chip it up for her teammate. They continue to battle for the puck just in front of the scorekeeper's box. Venucio ties up her opponent along the boards. Piggott right up the middle. Here's McCullough again with a shot. Pat save made by Oakes. Puck in the far corner, comes back to the line. Nicely held in by Rachel Bishop. She'll send it down low. Maddie McCullough, the University of Minnesota commit, sent towards the net by Venucio, and that one just missed wide. And Oakes didn't see the shot coming either as she was screened. McCullough sent it back in. Look out! Durham West nearly caught with too many attackers again. Sent down the ice. Pass was intended for Brick, but it's not in her possession, and that's going to be icing against the Lightning. Bit of a rough start here for Durham West as, twice now they've almost had too many attackers and already 2 goals have gone behind Darby Oakes. But still lots of hockey left to be played. Right now the Dolphins are in full control early in this one. Faceoff will come to the left of Oakes. Adriana Milani will face off against Madison Brick. A native of Whitby, Ontario, 2009 birth year. And Durham West will move it out. They'll get it up to the blue line. It's Chalk, throws it across now. Opportunity for Savannah Halloran. And I believe that's the first shot registered as well for Durham West, but Maya St. Pierre will grab it and hold on. Now 10:41 to go in the first period. Faceoff will come to the left of Maya St. Pierre. It is won by Etobicoke. Adriana Milani from behind her net. Chip play off the boards. Not enough to get out. Held in momentarily by Brick, but now she's lost the puck at the blue line. Halloran on the right side. Pass intended for Sarah Aquilina. Couldn't pick it up, though. At the blue line, picked up in stride by Haley Box. Into the offensive zone she comes. Off of the puck as it's thrown across for a wide open chance for Fiona Waddick. And nobody knew where the shot went, neither did I, and it looks like it caught a defender at the side of the net. Here's Milani to walk it in and firing it just wide on the blocker's side. Dolphins continuing to pour on the pressure as we're now halfway through period 1. 2-0 lead for Etobicoke on goals by Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough. Nice spin move there by Megan Moss. He takes it behind her goal. Now thrown up the middle for Bonus. Bonus up for Carey. Nice tape-to-tape pass. Carey softly throws it towards the net, and Oaks will redirect it to the right side. Back into the corner it comes. Carey ties up Thatcher. Has the puck now. Looking out in front for Rushplur. She got a stick on it. But making the save and holding on for a face-off will be the netminder, Darby Oaks. 9:25 left to go now in the opening frame. Still 2-0 to Etobicoke. Maddie McCullough with 2 points on the game so far. 1 goal, 1 assist to her name. Here's Devin Lane off the face-off win for Etobicoke. Down the back of the net it comes, picked up now by Bonus. To the front of the net, almost had Rushplur on a one-timer. She was open as well, but the pass just off target. Bonus falls down, trying to fight for possession of the puck. And it's going to be brought to center yet again as picked up by Green. She brings it across the line and fires it in. Deborah Green, the 2010-born defender of the Lightning, a Toronto, Ontario native. Brought up the other wing by McCullough. Nice move to get around a couple of defenders. She's all by herself here as her teammates in the midst of a line change. McCullough trying to do it all by herself against her former club. Mossy back to shy of her own blue line. Nice forward pass, able to find Renee Bishop. Renee Bishop into the zone, holds on, protecting that puck, throws it back to the top of the circle now for Venucio, who just fires it wide. Picked up now in the corner is Allie Mitchell looking to clear. She turned it over. Here's a chance. Renee Bishop walks in trying to go 5-hole on Oaks, but makes a good stop and will hold on to that one for a face-off. Boy, how good have the newcomers for Etobicoke looked so far. Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough with some good plays here in their first periods as members of the Dolphins, and both have goals to their name as Renee Bishop nearly got another goal to her credit. Adriana Milani taking the face-off against Capri Chalk. Nice face-off win there for Chalk. That's one clean as a whistle. Picked up now behind the goal. Eden Bergman will pick up the puck at center now. Bergman, across the line she comes. Can't quite hold on to it. Great back check by Venucio to break it up. But now, unfortunately, she's lost a handle on it. Here's Halloran from the slot, taking a shot deflected up into the air and bounces to the facial circle at the bottom of your screen. Milani falls down across the red line as now a battle for an open puck. And Etobicoke still can't pick it up. Here's a chance in front, deflected. As getting a piece of that was Capri Chalk, who was standing right in the blue, but luckily for Etobicoke, just trickles wide. Here's Capri Chalk again, backhands it into the zone with 7:35 to go in the period. On the back of the net it goes Fiona Waddick. Foul forward in the corner just out of our view, picked up by Peyton Fleming. She loses a handle on it and it'll be moved out by the Dolphins. Box up the middle. Just getting a stick on it there is Rushplur. She's all by herself. Look at the hustle from the Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario native. Rushplur. Holding, still trying to get a pass off, and does. Now played back down low, where it's going to be intercepted by Sarah Aquilina. Aquilina ahead for Neve Thatcher. Thatcher brings it across. Nice pass for Riches. Riches trying to send it towards the net. Nice block in front there. That's Spencer Carey with the block. Great effort by her. Also a commit of Stonehill College, along with Fiona Waddick. 6:45 to go in the first period. Still 2-0 in favor of Etobicoke. Rachel Piggott finds the puck in the corner, trying to look for an open teammate. Backhands it to the line, held in by Venucio. Venucio will send that one to the far corner. Dolphins still on the attack. It's Maddie McCullough who sends it to the net, and it goes off the skate of Piggott. But now she finds a loose puck for Vicari. Vicari spins in the corner. Looking to the line, nobody was there as Venucio was trying to make sure Bitterman didn't get around her. Rachel Bishop throws it down low. Now picked up, Piggott to the front of the goal. Good active stick there to break that one up. That was, that I believe was Pippa Green. Is now a low-range shot by Venucio, gloved down and held on to by Darby Oaks. She will hold on for a faceoff with 6:02 remaining in our first period of play. Faceoff coming up to the left of the netminder, Darby Oaks. Faceoff won by Etobicoke, thrown to the line. Mossy finds the right-hand side. Return pass intended for her was intercepted for a moment. Back to the line. Mossy with a dribbling shot, and Oaks is going to corral the puck under her glove and hold on for a faceoff. Good job by her. Control the play. As a faceoff will now come to her left with 5:51 to go in the first period. And the faceoff won by Durham West. Out for the puck along the half boards in the Durham West zone. Comes behind the net. Is looking to clear it out. There is Uma Peterson thrown to the line. Mossy not quite there in time to hold it in. LaPointe at her own line, looking to move it out here for Durham West. LaPointe up the left-hand side, redirected in by Himley. Goes towards St. Pierre, who will just play it to her right side for a waiting Fiona Waddick. Pass right through the middle, picked off by Aquilina. Aquilina, nice little drop pass for Suprika. Suprika chips it off the boards and back to the Etobicoke blue line. Dolphins back on it. Milani almost picked up the puck, but Suprika just got there in time. But now the Dolphins are offside with a stoppage coming with 5:06 to go in our opening period. Face off just outside of the Etobicoke blue line. Adriana Milani against Eden Bergman. And it's won by the Lightning. And Volson couldn't quite get possession of the puck there. And now here come the Lightning with their first big chance of the game, potentially. But now they've lost possession of the puck in the offensive zone. Picked up now by Sarah Aquilina. Up for Bergman. Flings it in on the forehand. By the way, still no penalties here yet in the first period. The battle going on there in the corner as it's now nearly picked up by the Lightning. And it'll be moved out. Here's Spencer Vicari through the middle. Vicari one-on-one will fire it around Pippa Green. Tried to get there, but Green, with a good job of giving her no lane, shuts down that opportunity for her. Back at center it comes with 4:20 to go in the first period. Still 2-0 Finns. Pass to the right-hand side, redirected there by Vicari, who's able to fire it in momentarily, but Durham West gets it back to center. Now flung back in by Mia Venucio. We're going to give Chase's bonus. Bonus ties up her opponent along the boards. That's Pippa Green. They still battle for it, and the Dolphins come away with it. Around the corner, Bonus looking to the line. She'll switch spots. Nice cross-ice pass for Venucio, but couldn't hold on to it cleanly. Throws it back behind the net, intended there for Rushler, but couldn't connect on the pass as she would have intended. Puck comes back to center, and it'll be tapped back in by Bonus to complete a change here for Etobicoke. 3:35 to go in the first period. Here's LaPointe. Looking to turn on the Jets. Able to just get around Renee Bishop there. That was close. Now recollected by Rachel Piggott, also a commit to University of Minnesota, along with Maddie McCullough, soon to be Golden Gophers. Down in the state of hockey, as icing looks like it's going to be called against Etobicoke here with 3:16 to go in the period. Faceoff will come to the right of Maya St. Pierre, excuse me. Shout out to our camera people by Taway, Maddie Libera, who is unfortunately sidelined with an injury, working our camera today. And our videographer today, one Sam Hossack. He's taking videos all day long. Definitely keep an eye on social media to watch highlights of the game every time Etobicoke plays. He does some great work, and was fortunate enough to work with him at the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins Golf Classic just a couple of weekends ago. And it's great to getting to know all the new members of the Dolphins as well and get familiar with them. And one player I'm very familiar with, Adriana Milani, will carry it up the right wing. Milani trying to weave around the defense, but good hustle back there by Capri Chalk to break it up. Dolphins right back on it, though, but not for long as it'll be moved out by Soren Bitterman. Bitterman drops it off for Chalk. Gains the red line and will just manage to fire it in. St. Pierre out of her goal to play it. Has to retreat back as now on it for Durham West was Eden Bergman, but now she's lost the handle of it again. And here come the Dolphins with speed on the right-hand side. It's Haley Box walking in. Tried to go under the blocker side of Oakes, but she just got a piece of it. Box nearly getting her first OWHA goal as a member of the Dolphins there. They continue to battle for the puck just to the right of the Durham West bench. They continue to battle. The puck appears to come free as Van Volsen was in there trying to dig for it. But Capri Chalk, good job by her to keep the puck between her feet and get possession for her team. Lightning send it down the ice as coming back is Fiona Waddick. And at 35 to go in the period as the puck redirects off of stick and goes up into the mesh behind St. Pierre and goes out of play. A minute 36 left in our first period. Still 2-0 in favor of the Etobicoke Dolphins, courtesy of goals from Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough. Face off to the right of St. Pierre, won by Durham West, picked up by Fleming. Fleming on the left-hand side. Looks just shy of the side of the net for Neve Thatcher. Megan Mossy from behind her goal, looking up ice. She will airmail it to the blue line. Green tried to hold that in, but could not do so. She mentioned, by the way, Spencer Vicari wearing the captaincy patch this season. Here's Rushler with a shot and a nice chest save made there by Darby Oakes. Watching the final minute of the opening frame of our season opening game. Here's Fleming trying to get a center ice pass. Aurora Matt just flubs it towards the net. She got a piece of it, and it's held on to by Maya St. Pierre as we're now into the final minute, and a faceoff will be coming up to her right. Faceoff to the right of Maya St. Pierre. And the faceoff is won by Durham West. Battle for the puck, and the Dolphins have it for the moment. Can they get it out? Yes, they will, courtesy of Rachel Piggott. Sends it up the middle. Oakes out of her net to play it. And big turnover there. Here's Renee Bishop with a wide open chance. Bishop trying to walk in, sends it towards the goal. Loose on the backside. That's Piggott trying to bat it in on the backhand, but couldn't quite get a piece of it. Lang fires it back down low for Piggott. Piggott couldn't get there in time as there's now 25 seconds left in the period. On the goal it goes, now up the left-hand side, brought in by Himley with 15 seconds to go in the frame. Coming back is going to be Rachel Bishop with 10 seconds to go. She's just content to hold it behind the net as Durham West in the midst of a change. And as time will wind down here to close out period number one. The Dolphins are off and running after the first period. Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough get the scoring started for the Dolphins. And the Finns will take a 2-0 lead into the locker room to end the first period of their 2025-26 season. We'll step out for a break. When we come back, we'll get you all set up for period number two as the Dolphins have the early advantage, a 2-0 lead over Durham West after the first period of play here at the Ford Performance Center. You're watching Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey on the Dolphins broadcast channel. Welcome back inside the Ford Performance Center in Etobicoke, Ontario. Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey on the Dolphins broadcast channel. Thomas Mercier here with you as we're just moments away from period number 2. And what a perfect start for Etobicoke after the first period. A 2-0 lead in their favor after the opening period, as Renee Bishop scores the first goal of the season and getting her first goal of the 2025-26 campaign. Assists going on that to Rachel Piggott and Maddie McCullough to make it 1-0 Etobicoke. But then Maddie McCullough, against her former club, would find the back of the net for her first as a member of the Dolphins and extend the lead for Etobicoke to a 2-0 score after the first period. Her goal was unassisted. Shots on goal in the first period, 11-2 in favor of the Dolphins after the opening period of play. Quickly checking our out-of-town scoreboard. As of right now, the Barrie Sharks with a 2-0 lead over the Ottawa Senators down in our nation's capital. Game's about to get underway as Windsor Southwest hosting the Burlington Barracudas today. That is just one of a few games that is ongoing here today on a Saturday, as the season officially got underway yesterday as the Toronto Arrows were in action, falling in Stony Creek at the hands of the Sabres. They will be Etobicoke's next opponent tomorrow afternoon here at the Ford Performance Center. Game time at 12:15. You can, of course, watch it here on YouTube on the Dolphins broadcast channel. Both teams take it back to the ice to get ready for period number 2. And the Dolphins will look to keep the pedal to the metal, so to speak, here in the second period. Durham West just got off to a bit of a slow start, allowing a goal within the first 3 minutes. But the defense did tighten up a little bit more, which was good to see. But they got a little bit of work to do as they are down in a 2-0 hole. But still lots of hockey left to be played as we enter period number 2 here this afternoon. Again, a great turnout here on Phil Ford Day at the Ford Performance Center, as members from the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins Hockey Association in attendance here today to take in the first game of the under-22 Dolphins regular season. And the officials just over at the Etobicoke bench right now talking to head coach Joe Butkovich. Back behind the bench as the head coach of the Dolphins this year, along with Blake Pryor and Michelle Janis. And a shout out, by the way, to our equipment staff, Brian Stittle and Mary Beth Stittle, back behind the bench as well for Etobicoke this season. And it looks like we're almost set to go for period number 2. As we're just waiting for the clock to get reset by the looks of things. But again, just to go over that first period, really solid start for Etobicoke, just stepping on the gas as soon as the puck was dropped and have made the most of their opportunities with the 2-0 lead. And again, you can expect a pushback from Durham West here in this second period. And looks like we are good to go now as the officials will come to center and get ready to drop the puck to start period number 2. Rachel Piggott will face off against Capri Chalk. Second period underway from the Ford Performance Center as the Dolphins will look to build on their 2-0 lead. Played behind the Durham West net. Chasing after it there is Renee Bishop, who gets taken down, thrown to the blue line as Mossy tries to throw it towards the goal. Play behind the goal, Rachel Piggott. That one's just out of her reach. As it goes back into the near corner. Waddick, backhand pass, able to get it to the left half boards. Durham West trying to get it out of their zone as already 30 seconds in, and Etobicoke applying the same amount of pressure they had to start the first period. But now picked up and played down, a good play by Pippa Green. She finds Halloran. Halloran entering his zone, taking a shot, and that one is blocked. And that was Fiona Waddick with the shot block. Great job by her to stand in front of the shot, take one in the leg. You take one for your team anytime you can, and that's a solid block from Fiona Waddick. Now here goes Renee Bishop, who got the game's first goal and the first goal of the season. Picked up now by Renee Lapointe. Right through the middle, almost found a streak in Mackenzie Riches, who would have been off to the races, or pardon me, that's Brick, my apologies. But unfortunately not there in time. Pass comes to the left side for the recent goal scorer, Maddie McCullough, playing her first game against her former Durham West club. Now it's Rachel Bishop. On the back of the net, couldn't hold on to it cleanly as she needs to go back on defense and get ready for the Durham West counter attack. But none coming, as it'll be moved up by Adriana Milani. Just lost possession of it as she was crossing the blue line. Brought up the right-hand side, Mackenzie Riches. Gonna go around the back of the net, stripped off of the puck. And now corralled by Haley Box. As she's able to find Rachel Bishop, place it up the middle, just out of reach there of, I believe that is Adriana Milani. Yes, it is. Now it's picked up by Etobicoke. Here's an opportunity for Haley Box. Tried to take a shot, and Saprika with a nice block. Around the back of the net it comes, picked up by Aquilina. Aquilina plays it behind her back, into the corner behind her, sent down the ice. This is rolling towards the Etobicoke net, and St. Pierre will elect to play it. Durham West in the midst of a line change. Almost get caught as Etobicoke brings it up ice. Bonus couldn't get it, picked up by Pippa Green. Comes along the half wall, now moved out by Durham West. Now picked up and brought across the line by Himley. Himley able to find Bitterman, plays it to the front of the net. Great save by St. Pierre. Slides across on the tap on the side of the net and makes a great stop. That's the best save of the game right there. Himley throws it across for Green. After Durham West got robbed on the side of the net by St. Pierre, Green lost it between her feet. Here comes the counterattack. Played to the side of the goal. Bonus couldn't get the tap in. She was right there waiting for it, but unfortunately could not connect. Touched up by Bitterman, so no ice, and it's Waddick having to come back. Plays it behind the goal. Etobicoke looking to move it out. Up the wing, intended there for Skylar Rushler. Couldn't get it, though. Brought in now. Here's a chance for Durham West, as sending that one across the width of the rink was Aurora Matt, maybe looking for a tap in on the side. Capri Chalk back in her own zone to get it. Etobicoke in the midst of a change. Pass for Lapointe, who's got room. Lapointe up the right wing, walking it in, taking a shot towards the goal. Nice pad save by St. Pierre. And now here come the Dolphins on a 2-on-1. Rachel Piggott with McCullough. Piggott, McCullough. Piggott, drop pass, McCullough, backhand, redirected in front. And I think Oaks just might have gotten a piece of it. Venucio from the blue line, that one was going to go wide, but Oaks will elect to calm the play down and hold on. The future Golden Gophers nearly connected on that opportunity, but the potential tap in on the side, unfortunately going to the wayside, as Etobicoke, though, still does have a 2-0 lead. Face-off coming up to the right of Darby Oaks. Rachel Piggott set to take the draw here against Eden Bergman, a commit of Boston University. A 2008 birth year, forward from Toronto, Ontario. Off of the puck along the boards, it's Maddie McCullough who fires it back in. And Renee Bishop will look to give chase. On the back of the net, though, picked off by Bergman. Bergman throwing it off the half wall, not enough to get out, though. Good job by Venucio to hold the line. From across now for Rachel Bishop. Bishop able to rim it around the boards. And we're going to have our first penalty of the game here, and it's going to be coming against Durham West. Didn't see what happened in the corner, but on a delayed penalty, St. Pierre's going to head to the bench. But Durham West now touching the puck. And the first power play of the season will go to Etobicoke, as a body contact penalty is going to be called here against Eden Bergman. And the Dolphins will get a power play opportunity with 15:24 remaining in period 2. Etobicoke's power play last year was absolutely lethal. 44 power play goals to their name last year, while Durham West was only able to manage 5 shorthanded goals when on the penalty kill. They got a big task here as they take in their first penalty kill of the season. Face off to the right of Oaks is won by Durham West. Good start here as it's set down the ice by the right-handed Soren Bitterman. Here come the Dolphins now. Across the line, it's Haley Box. Box gets it over to Mossy. Fan on her pass, and now it's going to be moved out here as Zuma Peterson's got some room. Here's Peterson short-handed, potential 2-on-2, with a teammate going to the net. She fires it off the side of the cage. Now Etobicoke the other way, 4-on-2 potentially here. Adriana Milani brings it across the line. Milani, around the back of the net she goes, looks for a teammate in front. Milani continuing to protect the puck. Corralled by Mossy to the line. Waddick just able to hold it in. Good active stick, though, by Capri Chalk to intercept. Durham West with a minute left on their inaugural penalty kill of the season. Mossy through the middle off a couple of skates. This one's trickling towards Oakes, who is going to wisely cover up the puck as she had a couple of other colored sweaters in front of her. Great pressure, though, by the Dolphins within the first minute, 4 seconds of their power play. But so far, Durham West standing their ground, trying to stay within 2 goals. So got a bit of time left to kill as the Dolphins win the faceoff, and it comes to the line. Here's Rachel Bishop. Throws it across for Lang. To the right side now, it's Fakari. Returns to Lang. Lang to Rachel Bishop. Bishop walking in, firing in that one, hitting her teammate up high. That was bonus. Went right off of her protective cage. And another penalty's coming to Durham West for body contact. Another body checking penalty against the Lightning. This time it's going to be Capri Chalk. And now it's going to be a 5-on-3 for 32 seconds. As things starting to go from bad to worse for the Lightning. Faceoff will come to the left of Darby Oaks. And the faceoff won cleanly by Etobicoke as they go to work on their first 5-on-3 of the season. Pass intended for Rachel Bishop, just missed. Around the back of the net. Go the Dolphins, back to the line. It's Devin Lang. Lang taking a shot through traffic, and that one Oaks just able to get a piece of. 15 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Lang protecting the line and holding it in, firing it back down behind the net. Rating there was Rushpler. Bounces in front, and Oaks, good job by her to grab that puck, or else the biscuit would have come right to the front of the net with a couple Dolphins waiting. And a faceoff will be coming as a result of the puck being frozen. 5 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Face-off to the left of Oaks. Rachel Piggott to take the draw. She wins it cleanly. First power play about to come to an end, so Etobicoke 0 for 1 so far. Now back to 5-on-4 as Bergman steps back on. Mossy spins around, throws to the line, able to find Venucio. For Mossy, return past Venucio. Returns to Mossy, now to the right side for a wide open Rachel Piggott. Piggott pivots, continues to protect the puck from the left side. Minute 10 left in the power play. Piggott waiting, walking in, throwing it across. Potential one-timer opportunity for McCullough, but could not get it. McCullough gets it back now. McCullough from the top of the circle, walks in, sharp angle, redirected in front. Piggott got a piece of it, but not enough to get on goal, and the Lightning just able to clear the line. Mossy with 50 seconds left on the power play. Back comes Etobicoke on the attack. It's Mossy throwing it across. Shot McCullough. Great save by Oaks. Darby Oaks with her best save of the afternoon on a one-timer by her former teammate Maddie McCullough. And Oaks is down on the ice. A little slow to get up as she was making sure that she had that save covered. And boy, howdy did she ever. That is a fantastic save by Darby Oaks, one of the best that we have seen so far today. Face off to her right with 42 seconds left in the power play for Etobicoke. Fleming going to be asked to step out. And the face-off won by the Lightning. This penalty kill looks good so far, even though Etobicoke is really pouring on pressure. Going to the line, it's Mossy. Mossy across right on the money for Venucio. Venucio, Karen past Milani, returns to Venucio. She's got an opening. Doesn't shoot it. Throws it across Mossy. Now for Milani, curling toe drag, trying to gather around the defense, but could not hold on to the puck cleanly. 20 seconds left in the power play. Etobicoke so far 0 for 1, looking to avoid being 0 for 2. Lightning trying to get it out of the zone, can't do so though. Good hold in by Etobicoke. On the left-hand side with 10 seconds left in the power play, thrown across, Mossy's open, redirected in front by Van Volsen, and she just missed the net. Mossy with 3 seconds left on the power play, she shoots, deflected in front again by Van Volsen, and that one just goes wide. Power play over, so we're back to even strength. Etobicoke now 0 for 2. Halloran throws it towards the goal. St. Pierre able to push it aside. Venucio back in her own zone. Milani looking to turn on the Jets. Up now for Haley Box fires it in, the soon-to-be Wisconsin Badger. Dolphins in the midst of a change with 11.5 to go in the period. Up the right side, brought in by Lapointe. Lapointe with great speed from the slot. Nice save by St. Pierre with the glove. Bounces towards the net dangerously. Turnover in front. Thatcher with a shot. Deflected. Goes up high. Where's the puck? St. Pierre's on top of it. And she will hold for a face-off. First true bit of chaos in front of the Etobicoke goal, but the Sault Ste. Marie native, Maya St. Pierre, able to play riot control in front and hold on for a face-off with 11.25 to go in the second. Face-off to the left of St. Pierre. Bonus asked to step out, so in comes Skylar Rushfler. Another Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario native. Me being a Northern Ontario boy myself. Great to see some Northern Ontario representation on the team this year. Maya St. Pierre was the only Northern Ontario on the team last year, aside from Skylar Rushfler, who was an AP. And tomorrow when they take on the Toronto Arrows, there are 2 girls on the Arrows this year that are both from Sudbury. That being Alexa Lebrec and I believe Sophia Gold, if I'm not mistaken. Battle for the puck in the far corner. Etobicoke trying to get on it. Round the back of the net it goes. And the Lightning trying to be first on the puck. The battle for the puck, again, just out of the field of view here with the staircase unfortunately blocking my field of view from up here. But that's okay. Play carrying on as the Dolphins able to find the puck. It's thrown to the line for Waddick. Waddick sending it down low. As Lapointe tied up there with Renee Bishop. Thrown off the boards, but not out by the Lightning. Approaching the halfway point of regulation. Bouncing to the center circle, unable to hold on to it. There was Mackenzie Riches. Here comes Rachel Bishop. Bishop throws it across, wide open for her sister, Renee, who scores! A little bit of twin magic at the Ford Performance Center. Rachel to Renee and to the back of the net, and it's 3-0 Etobicoke at an even 10-minute mark. And that was a beauty and a half from the Bishops. Rachel Bishop will pick up her first point as a member of the Dolphins, but Renee's got 2 goals on the afternoon, and it's now a 3-0 lead for the Finns. Right at the halfway point of regulation as well. Could we see potentially our first hat trick of the season? And Joe Butkovich over giving his kudos to the Bishops as Renee's now got 2 on the night. Saprika back in her own zone. Picked up now by Piggott. Piggott across. Waddick is open. Waits. Takes the shot. That one just missing the net wide. Van Volsen. As a lookout going flying there was Piggott. So Sydney Bonus picking up an assist along with Rachel Bishop. Renee Bishop makes it 3-0 Etobicoke, and it looks like the Dolphins are not done yet. Here they come again on the attack through the middle, controlling, box to the side. Tried to look there for a potential tap in for Milani, but could not get the backhand pass there. Battle on the half wall with 8:40 to go in the period. Matt up the left wing, just out of the reach of Lorelei Himley, as the puck now goes off a member of the Dolphins bench, and that'll bring a stoppage with 8:36 to go in the period. Renee Bishop from Rachel Bishop and Sydney Bonus makes it 3-0 Etobicoke. Face-off in front of the Etobicoke bench is won by Durham West. Across the line they come, Halloran. Into the corner, trying to get it to the front of the goal, unable to do so. Puck goes down the ice. Is this going to be icing against the Dolphins? No, it will not, as Pippa Green's back to pick it up. That one took a bounce. And now here comes Aurora Matt. Skates into the zone. Matt waits, takes the shot. That's blocked by a couple of Etobicoke defenders. Approaching 8 minutes to go in the second stanza. 3-0 Dolphins. Here's a beautiful breakout pass from Milani. Milani into the zone, pulls the trigger, fires that one just wide. Picked up now by Allie Mitchell. To the left wing, back to center it comes. And it'll go into the Dolphins' end zone. Megan Mossy back to get it. Being pressured there by Madison Burke. She'll button hook back behind her goal to evade her. Pass up the wing, intended there for Vicari. She's got it now in transition. Takes a shot, tried to go 5-hole on Oaks, but she closes up the gap and will make the save. Bouncing through the middle just over the stick of Venucio. Mossy back to get it. Mossy played off the wall. No pass there. Able to connect. Icing waved out. Great hustle by Sydney Bonus to beat out the icing call. Mackenzie Riches can't play it out. Picked up by the Dolphins for a moment, but Durham West throwing it off the glass and down. And this will be icing as Mia Venucio back in time. And therefore the faceoff will come back in the Durham West zone as a result. Don't forget the Dolphins back in action tomorrow afternoon. They take on the Toronto Junior Arrows at 12:15 here at the Ford Performance Center. Faceoff coming to the right of Darby Oaks. But again, you cannot blame her. She has had everything thrown at her except for the kitchen sink, or maybe you can even include the kitchen sink. She just looks sharp. She's made a couple really big saves so far today. Here's Waddick taking a shot on goal on that one. Nice pass save made by Oaks. Puck comes behind the goal. Maddie McCullough, who's got a goal and an assist so far today. 6:35 to go in the period. A backhand pass to the line, pulled, and it's blocked in front. Loose puck is there. Taking a whack at it there was Renee Bishop looking for the hat trick. She takes down Fleming, keeps going with the puck. Around the boards it goes again for Maddie McCullough. McCullough trying to look to the line for Waddick, instead goes behind the net. Here's Bishop looking for the hat trick. Still whacking at it. Where's the puck? Oaks looks behind her, but it appears to be under her pad. And she will get the whistle as the official's looking for the puck, as is Oaks. Where is it? I think it's stuck in her equipment. Yeah, it is. She's digging. Looks like it got launched between her leg and her pad. And there's the puck. She pulls it out from her kneecap. Man, that was really in there. Now with the loose biscuit, they'll get the faceoff to her left. And the faceoff won by the Lightning. Grace Van Volsen. Tied up behind the net. Providence College commit. As I mentioned, her brother Jack playing in the Ontario Hockey League for the Sarnia State after he was traded this past summer. Former member of the Brampton Steelheads. Here's Rachel Bishop. Nice move by Rachel Bishop to evade Himley, but can't hold on to it after the stutter step move. Uma Peterson lost possession of it. Good job by Rachel Bishop to hold the line and get it down low again. 5:40 to go in the second period. Dolphins still up by 3. Back at center it comes. Dolphins bring it across the line. Chipped in by Box. Melani on the bounce. Picks it up. Venucio calling for it. She's got it now with a bit of room to the line. Here's Mossy. Thought about pulling the trigger. Nice pass, Melani! Trying to go top corner, but missed the net. Venucio. Pressure there by Himley. Thrown to the line for Mossy. Mossy getting the return pass. Great feed. Mossy didn't get all that one, and that's an easy routine save for Oaks. She will hold on. 5:09 to go now in the period. Dolphins still up 3-0. 2 goals for Renee Bishop in her Dolphins debut. And 1 goal and an assist for Maddie McCullough in her Dolphins debut. Thinly enough, coming against her former club. And looks like Capri Chalk going to be asked to step out of the faceoff dot. So in comes Madison Brick, won by Etobicoke. Rushpler out in front, almost found the captain, Spencer Vicari. Waddick trying to get it down low, picked up, Bonus. Waddick couldn't quite get it there. Now the Dolphins back on it again. Thrown to the line, Waddick just holds it in, throws it across for Mossy. Great move by Mossy, finds room and shoots. It's deflected in front, it just goes wide. Man, Mossy has such amazing hands on the blue line. Reminds me a lot of Kayla McCarr from the Colorado Avalanche. Now she shoots again, and that one just flaring over everybody's head. A towering presence is Megan Mossy, 5'11", from Charlottetown, PEI. Dolphins in the midst of a change as the Lightning looking to turn it up ice with 4 1/4 to go in the second period. And a bad clearance attempt there from the Lightning, and the Dolphins take advantage. It's tapped in front, and they make it 4-0. And it's Maddie McCullough again. Make it 2 on the afternoon for Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough. And it's now 4-0. So now we're on 2 hat-trick watches today as Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough getting the goals for the Dolphins and making it a 4-0 lead on the defensive zone turnover. I believe it was Pippa Green that fanned on her clearance. And the Dolphins took full advantage. Etobicoke right back on the attack. Going across for Rachel Bishop. Her shot pulled out of the air. Good glove play there by Allie Mitchell. Mitchell up the right-hand side. Firing in. Around the net it goes. Going to be picked up by Lang. Lang for Renee Bishop. Here come the Dolphins again. Forward pass almost picked up by McCullough. That would have been a breakaway pass. McCullough out in the middle. Milani, toe drag move nicely picked off by Mackenzie Riches. Milani across the line, but Etobicoke just offside as Renee Bishop couldn't get across the line in time. But Maddie McCullough, adding to her point total, now has 2 goals and 1 assist on the day to make it a 4-0 Etobicoke lead. Face off just outside of the Durham West blue line. Renee Bishop picking up an assist, as does Rachel Piggott. So now Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough each have 2 goals and an assist to their name this afternoon in a game that has been all Etobicoke. Puck comes to the blue line. It's Megan Mossy walking in top of the circle. Curling toe drag, but Uma Peterson able to take it off of her. Peterson lost it between her feet, able to play it up the left side, but Bergman can't get a piece of it. No icing, though, as Etobicoke back behind their goal. It's Mia Venucio. Etobicoke, born and raised. Here comes Haley Box. Can she get her first as a Dolphin? Unfortunately, could not. As it's picked up now by Madison Brick. Brick, beautiful weaving move through the middle. Takes the shot now, deflected off the leg of Devin Lane on goal. Maya St. Pierre will grab it and hold on. 2:11 left in the second period as the Dolphins have made it 4-0 courtesy of Maddie McCullough's second goal of the afternoon. Face off to the right of St. Pierre, won by the Lightning as Neef Thatcher able to rim it around the boards. Can Etobicoke get it out though? No, they can't. Here's a chance. Pass in front. Right on the doorstep there was Capri Chalk, but had her back turned to the puck. 2 minutes to go in the period. Here's a nice play by Rushler. Skylar Rushler the other way. Through the middle. Just fires it high and wide. In the corner is Aurora Matt. Trying to get it out, but held at the line by Fiona Waddick. Rims it around the boards. Picked up again by Matt. Matt looking for options. Finds Pippa Green. Green up the left wing, just out of the reach there, Madison Brick. And no icing, though, as it goes right towards St. Pierre's office space, and she will hold on with 1:28 to go in the period. Faceoff will come to the right of St. Pierre. 1:28 remains in our middle period. Looks like it's going to be Neef Thatcher facing off here against Rachel Piggott. She has 2 assists to her name. Bishops have been on fire today. 2 goals, 1 assist for Renee Bishop and 1 assist for Rachel Bishop. Speaking of Rachel Bishop, here she is now with the puck. It's tied up along the half wall. Picked up now by Allie Mitchell. Rims it around her own end wall. Comes to the near side. Etobicoke trying to hold it in, and they do the points on it now in the final minute of period number 2. Up the wing comes Fleming. Peyton Fleming down in the corner. Backhand pass goes through the middle. Nobody home though. LaPointe picks it up at the point. LaPointe waits, takes a shot, deflected off the stick. That one just goes wide. Loose behind the net. Neef Thatcher trying to find an open white uniform. Unable to do so as the puck bounces back into the Durham West zone. McCullough trying to chase it down. Allie Mitchell having to be careful here to not turn it over onto the hot stick of Maddie McCullough. Puck sent down the other way as the icing call will be made, and the clock stopped a little bit there for about 2 or 3 seconds. As we now have 29 seconds remaining in our second period. Faceoff coming to the left of Darby Oaks. Linesperson ordering the commands there. Faceoff done fairly as play carries on. Fox able to get Milani to the puck. Milani, nice pass for Mossy. Mossy in front, one-timer. Milani had it teed up, but unfortunately just fanned on it. 10 seconds left in the period. In the corner, spinning around. Pass comes out in front. Loose and poked out of the zone by Mackenzie Riches, and that'll pretty much do it for the second period as Box just going to bring it back into her end zone, and there's the buzzer to signal the end of the second period. The Dolphins adding on 2 more, courtesy of Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough yet again, to extend the Etobicoke lead to 4 after 2 periods of play. And Maya St. Pierre getting fist bumps from her teammates. She had a bit more of a challenging period there, but her teammates have done some damage on the goal scoring column. A 4-0 lead in favor of the Dolphins after 40 minutes of play. We'll step out and come back to get you set for period number 3 as the Dolphins look to get their first win of the season in their first game of the year. They got 20 miles to go, but have a comfortable 4-0 lead to show for it. You're watching Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey on the Dolphins broadcast channel. We'll be back in just a few minutes with their third period. Back here inside the Performance Center as we get ready for period number 3 between the Dolphins and the Durham West Lightning. Thomas Mercy, welcome you back deep in the heart of Finland as we are just moments away from period number 3. The Junior Dolphins have now jumped up to a 4-0 lead as Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough yet again chipping in for goals on the season to make it a 4-0 Etobicoke advantage after the second period of play. And in terms of assists, Rachel Bishop picking up her first point as a member of the Dolphins as she got the assist on her sister Renee's goal. And also getting an assist in that period with Sydney Bonus. She picks up an additional helper. Rachel Pickett now up to 2 assists on the game, which is very, very impressive outings from the newcomers here this afternoon. And we are not done yet. We still got another period left to go. But Etobicoke is sitting right where they want to be with a big edge after 2 periods of play. Unfortunately, don't have the shots after the second period. Hopefully we get them very soon, but we can tell you that Etobicoke so far 0 for 2 on the power play, but doesn't matter as they are up 4-0. But you could not have drawn up a better start to a season than this, as Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough putting on a show for all those in attendance here at the FPC. Checking in quickly on the other game going on. Ottawa now down 3-0 at the hands of the Barrie Sharks. And just getting underway down in Windsor. The Wildcats hosting the Burlington Barracudas today at 2:40. So that game has just started down in Windsor. Don't forget the Dolphins back in action tomorrow afternoon. They will take on the Toronto Junior Arrows to close out their home opening weekend. Game time 12:15 here on the Dolphins broadcast channel. We hope that you can join us for that one, but we do thank you for joining us on this broadcast here today. It's been a lot of fun to call today. Brand new setup as well. I made a personal investment in mine, buying a brand new soundboard. I have my own personal headset. And from what I've been told, the broadcast sounds pretty great, and sounds great to me as I've been listening back to some of the game, and it sounds better than ever. So I'll have to put my new investment to use here for Etobicoke and make their broadcast sound even better than ever before. Looks like we're all set to go for third period action. Darby Oaks still going to be in net here for Durham West. Again, you cannot blame her for the way this game has gone. The Dolphins have just completed so many of their passes, resulting in some real nice looking goals, and they will look to close it out here in period number 3, which is officially underway. Down in the corner. They continue the battle for the puck. It comes free. Halloran from a sharp angle hits the outside of the post. Almost in the blink of an eye, Durham West almost erased the goose egg off the board, but unfortunately hitting the outside of the post. Here come the Lightning. They're looking to strike here early in the period. Aurora Matt looking to chase after her own dump and unable to do so. And now here come the Dolphins on the counter. What a move there by Renee Bishop. She cuts right through the middle, right down Main Street. Just lost it on the backhand. Now Rachel Piggott trying to get it to the front of the net. Fleming lost it. Picked up again. Now it's LaPointe. LaPointe retreating back in her own zone. Minute gone here in the first. Neve Thatcher to the left side. Played towards the net by Fleming, but picked up by Rachel Bishop on the intercept. Milani, nice move to get around. Riches now cuts in. Beautiful drop pass for Van Volsen, who unfortunately couldn't finish it. Nice save made by Oaks. What a beautiful pass that was from Adriana Milani. She's just got such amazing hands. Here's Van Volsen now. Plays it back down behind the net, intercepted by Ali Mitchell. Riches. Her backhand pass goes across the width of the rink. Now it's flipped high into the blue line where waiting on it was Fleming, but was just offside. Would have been a great opportunity there for Peyton Fleming, but unfortunately just got ahead of the puck, resulting in putting herself offside. Therefore, the faceless going to come all the way back to the Durham West blue line. Face off won by the Dolphins. It's Mossy. Drops off for Venucio. Pass to the right side, intended for the captain Vicari. Couldn't connect though. Thrown towards the net. St. Pierre pad save. Aquilina. Nice pass, able to find Lorelei Himley. But now the Dolphins getting the puck back in their own end. Vicari on the right side. She's got bonus with her. Fires it deep into Lightning territory. Rushler picks it up in the corner, looking to the front of the goal. She's tied up by Aquilina. Puck comes free, and Rushler's got it again. Rushler looks to the front of the net, took a weird bounce, and Darby Oakes was tracking the puck perfectly, poking that one away from danger. And now we got a penalty coming up against Durham West as Mia Venucio had her stick slashed out of her hand by Soren Bitterman. And Etobicoke will head back to the power play with 17:28 to go in the third period. Power play number 3 upcoming for the Dolphins. And unfortunately for Bitterman, just a bit of an undisciplined play, slashing the stick right out of the hand of Venucio, who was making a great back check to pick up the puck and was able to draw the penalty as the Dolphins head to their third power play of the afternoon and of the season, of course. Here's Mia Venucio, trading passes with Mossy. Mossy from McCullough, looking for the hat trick, trying to get it down low, though. Tried to set up Piggott. She turns in the corner. Play to Mossy. Return pass, able to find Renee Bishop. Bishop and McCullough out there on hat trick watch. Can they strike on the power play? Thrown to the line, held in by Venucio. Finds McCullough. Down low to the near corner. Pass out in front, intended for Venucio, but a great active stick there by Madison Brick to break it up. And now Mossy having to get on her horse and get back into the zone. Mossy with the big stride. Pass right up the money for McCullough, who was onside but couldn't control the pass cleanly. Now Piggott tied up there in the corner with Capri Chalk. They continue to push around. Real aggressive battle in the corner. And the puck finally comes free. That play going to be whistled down on a hand pass. Boy, what a healthy battle there in the corner between Capri Chalk and Renee Bishop. Gotta love the competitive spirit from these girls here so far today. And Etobicoke has been nearly perfect here today. 16:20 to go in the period, 52 seconds left in their third power play of the day. Riches couldn't move it cleanly. Now Van Volsen crossed the line for Milani. Milani lost the puck as she was tied up. Now it's Haley Box, maybe looking for her first OWHA goal. Here she is now with the puck. Box looking for options in front. Maybe looking to the line for Lane instead. She will trade it off to her nearby teammate. That was Milani who got it to the line for Lane. Now a nice little drop pass for Milani from Waddick. Milani, Karen pass back to the line for Lane. Lane waiting. Gets the feed to Milani, back to the line for Lang. Lane for Milani from the high slot, walking in. One-timer chance for Box. She sent that one just wide. 5 seconds left in the power play. Last chance for the Dolphins. They're not going to get an opportunity as the Lightning kill off their third penalty of the game, and we go back to even strength. Good, solid penalty kill here today from Durham West. So far, 3 for 3 on time shorthanded. They continue to battle for the puck. It's finally come free. Official tells them to move it. And it does finally come free as the Lightning will look to clear it out. Comes back to the line. Good hold there by Lang. Trying to get it down low, intended there for Box. Could not get the pass cleanly. Now collision in the corner as the Dolphins trying to get set back up offensively. 5 minutes gone in the third period, and the Dolphins still controlling that 4-0 lead. Pass comes in front, all alone is Rushler. She scores! Skylar Rushler on another defensive zone turnover by Durham West adds on to the lead, make it 5-0 Finns. That's the second time that's happened for Durham West. This time, Skylar Rushler, the recipient, as she picks up her first goal of the season and second as an Etobicoke Dolphin. And it's now a 5-0 Dolphins lead. That'll be unassisted for Skylar Rushler. As Durham West able to get the puck in their own offensive end, but now they've turned it over again. Saucer pass intended for carry, just out of her reach. This one trickling towards Oaks. It's going to go wide of the net, but instead will elect to cover with 14:30 to go in the period. Face off, coming to the right of Darby Oaks. Unfortunately, still no report on the shots in the second period. We can tell you Etobicoke has the lead in shots, but Durham West was able to put some rubber on goal in that second period. With only 2 shots in the first period. Puck sent down the ice. Could this be icing? Yes, it will be, as Venucio just able to get the icing call in favor of her team. 14:17 to go now in the third. And again, a great turnout here this afternoon at the Ford Performance Center on Phil Ford Day. Offensive zone draw won by the Dolphins. Venusia with a shot, that's blocked. So they've actually given assists to Devin Lane and Adriano Milani, so it must have been a passing play by Etobicoke, but again, it was along the part where I unfortunately could not see, so the officials see more than I do, that's for sure. They get a front row seat to it. So Devin Lane with her first ever point as a member of the Dolphins. And Milani picking up her first point of the season. Cross-ice pass for Rachel Bishop. Tried to get a one-timer. Now pass it for one-timer. Piggott hits the post. Boy, she got all of that one, but she also got all of the iron. Here's a shot from Mossy. Loose in front. Puck still up for grabs. Darby Oaks is down, and the puck finally squirts free. Back to the line. Mossy unloads one. Blocked in front by her own teammate unintentionally. That went off the skate of Piggott. Comes to the line. Chopped at. And at the line, brought in by Piggott. Almost called offside, but play carries on. Etobicoke trying to stay on the offensive, while Durham West trying to get it out of their zone. Picked up in front of the bench and sent back down the ice. Brick got a piece of it, so no icing. Brick around the back of the net. Karen pass for Pippa Green. Up the wing now, able to find Bergman, but now she coughs up the puck. Here's Milani walking in. Curl and toe drag shot, that's blocked. Great job by Pippa Green to reset her feet and block that shot. And a good one at that. The last person you want to have that much room in the slot is Adriana Milani. She can unload a rifling wrister. 12:20 to go in the third period as the Dolphins have added to their lead, courtesy of Skylar Rushpler. As a shot on goal, nice save by Oaks to hold on for a face-off. Face-off coming up to the left of Oaks. Sydney Bonus to take the face-off here. She does have an assist so far today. Lang going to trade off passes, but Fleming will pick it off and move it through the middle. Here's an opportunity now for the Lightning. Across the line. Coming is Mackenzie Riches, but couldn't quite corral it cleanly. Lightning had it for a moment. Nicely picked up and moved out. Here goes Rushpler again. Rushpler rushes up the left side with a lane to the net. And a great hustle back by Eden Bergman. Allie Mitchell. Back checking and keeping Rushpler off of the score sheet. She's got one goal to her name, but she prevents it from being a second goal for her. Face off to the right of Oaks, tied up, won by Etobicoke. Venucio, some stick handling, throws to the line now for Rushpler. Rushpler pivots back to the line. Venucio unfortunately can't hold it in, and it'll be Fleming moving it out for Durham West. Fleming crossed the line, beautiful move by Fleming, throws it across for the point, and was broken up by an active defensive stick. Had the Etobicoke defender not been back, that could have been an easy tap in for the point. Moved up the ice, pass by Allie Mitchell was off target. Etobicoke on it again. McCullough to the right side. Here's Renee Bishop speeding into the zone, lost it for a moment, takes it around the back of the cage. Renee Bishop curls around, out in front is Piggott, and her shot just off the right toe of Darby Oaks. Going to the line, and the Dolphins will have to retreat back with 9 minutes gone in period 3. Renee Bishop and Maddie McCullough still on hat-trick watches here today, with 2 goals and an assist to their name here in their Dolphins debuts. Piggott fires it back down the ice. Back to get it there is Taylor Saprika. Now off the left wing, intended for Himley, picked off though, and now Himley strips her opponent off of it. That's Devin Lang she took the puck from. Capri Chalk couldn't get it cleanly. Now bounces in front, St. Pierre able to grab a piece of it and hold on, and now look out here, Capri Chalk getting into it with Renee Bishop in front, and lines people having to step in to intervene. Cooler heads will prevail as Renee Bishop's going to head off for a change. Capri Chalk will stay out there and actually take the O-zone draw to the left of St. Pierre. And the face-off won by Etobicoke, but Venucio going to be double-teamed here in the corner, and she will lose possession. Chalk, nice pass, able to get it to the line. Cross-ice pass, Aquilina to Saprika, who shoots, and a nice block by Haley Box. Now here come the Dolphins on the counter. Milani cross the line. Beautiful move between the lines. In front for Van Volsen. Oh, what a save by Oaks, but the rebound's pushed in and they score. Haley Box with her first Ontario Women's Hockey Association goal makes it 6-0 Etobicoke. Boy, give credit where credit's due. What a fantastic save by Darby Oaks, but the rebound was right up for grabs between her legs. And Haley Box takes full advantage as the former Shattuck St. Mary gets her first goal as a member of the Dolphins, and it's now a half-dozen goal lead for Etobicoke. And just like the second period, we got another first goal at the 10-minute mark of the period. Adriana Milani, who helped set up that goal. But here comes Bergman with a shot glove save, St. Pierre. And she will hold on for a face-off. So the Cheyenne, Wyoming native gets her first Dolphins goal as Adriana Milani set it up on the money in front, and then Box was able to push in the rebound. Adriana Milani and Grace Van Volsen picking up the helpers, so Milani's now got 2 assists, and Van Volsen picks up her first point of the season. Here's Sydney Bonus off a Lightning defensive zone turnover. Dolphins trying to get it set up again. Pass out in front, it's loose! They whack at it, Bonus tried to tap it in, but Oaks diving across the goal line, sees the puck bounce just wide. Now there's Muncy with a drive from the high slot, and that's a good save from Darby Oaks who will hold. Man, when Mossy unloads that wrister, she has one of the best shots in the entire province. And that is a good save by Oaks through traffic. Face-off coming up to Oaks' left, who again, you cannot fault for the way this game has gone. Just the Dolphins finishing their plays and getting a lot of opportunities as icing's going to be called here against Durham West with 8:59 to go in the period. 6-0 now in favor of Etobicoke off the recent goal by Haley Box. Congratulations to her, picking up her first goal as a member of the Etobicoke Dolphins. Face off to the left of Oaks, tied up. Coming away with it is Mitchell. Played up the wing and sent down the ice. This one's going to go off of the toe of St. Pierre, so no icing. Soren Biederman trying to look for it, but it's picked up by the Dolphins, and they'll move it out again. Here's Spencer Vicari. Vicari firing it in off the glass, and will complete the change for Etobicoke. 8.5 to go in the third period as the Dolphins sitting pretty with a 6-0 lead here today. Fired back into the zone as Rachel Bishop back to get it. She's got 1 assist so far today. Bishop tried to go for it, but Chalk picked it off. McCullough almost picking it up in the O-zone. Capri Chalk trying to come the other way. Now it's McCullough. McCullough the other way, 2-on-2 opening up. Here's McCullough looking for the hat trick. Nice shoulder save made by Oakes as that one goes off her shoulder and up and out. Face-off coming up to the right of Darby Oakes. And the face-off won by the Dolphins. Piggott on the back of the net she goes. She gets the return pass in the corner from Maddie McCullough. McCullough sends to the line, but Lang not there in time to hold it in. Lang comes back. Lang taking it behind her net and protecting. Looks off ice. Her pass intended for Rachel Bishop actually finds Renee Bishop instead. Renee Bishop across the line. Looking for the hat trick. Nice save made by Oakes. Now her sister Rachel on the puck. Might have gotten hooked on a little bit there, but not enough to draw a penalty. Mossy across the line. Her team just onside. Here's Renee Bishop shooting towards the goal. Actually just missed on the right side. Going over the glove of Oakes. Puck goes up the left wing, and it'll go all the way down into the Etobicoke zone for icing. 7:07 to go in the third period. Dolphins up 6-0 here on a Saturday afternoon. Their season and home opener game. And they'll wrap up the weekend tomorrow against the Toronto Arrows at 12:15. Face-off won by Milani. Immediately gets it in front. One-timer Van Volsen and a great save made by Oakes. One of her best of the afternoon. Milani can't hold on to it cleanly. Now she gets it back. Milani, great footwork here, protecting that puck. Going back to the line for Mossy. Now across Venucio. Pulls the trigger. That one is patted away by Oakes. And now the Lightning turn over the puck at the side of the goal. Milani gets it back. Milani now for her teammate Haley Box. Milani trying to get it back to her. Puck's up in the air. Van Volsen couldn't pick it out of the air. Now here comes Brick the other way. Madison Brick going to be outnumbered here by 3 different Dolphins that were standing around her. Just swarmed around her and took her away from the puck. Box will send it back down the ice. Picked up, though, right away by Riches, who turns it over. Across the line comes Box for Rushpler. Rushpler protecting along the right-hand side to the line for Box. Box sends it back down low. Rushpler looking to give chase. 6 minutes to go now in the third period. Still 6-0 in favor of Etobicoke. Now comes up the left wing. Here's Mackenzie Riches with a chance. Her shot is blocked. Great job by Fiona Waddick to block that shot as Riches still looking to break that goose egg on the board for her Durham West Lightning. Behind the net, Waddick. Looking up ice, Rushpler just able to chip it up for McCary. She's got Bonus joining her. McCary crossed the line softly, trying to send it towards the net, but that one goes wide of the goal. Now comes to the right-hand side as the Lightning will move it out. Here comes Aurora Matt, able to get around Lane, but couldn't get around Fiona Waddick. Picking it up at center is LaPointe. Across the line comes Renee LaPointe. Walks in, tried to curl it around Lane, but couldn't. Peterson finds the loose puck. Peterson to the line for Matt. Her shot went off the skate of McCullough. Matt trying to get it back down low. Couldn't do so. Puck bouncing everywhere. Devin Lane trying to recollect for Etobicoke. She goes hard into the corner. Pass out in front for Matt. Here's a chance. LaPointe with a shot blocked by McCary. And everyone lost sight of the puck. It's in the near corner on the right side. Ooh, look out. Bonus taken hard into the boards by Himley. And now everyone's going for the puck. Picked up by the Lightning. Thrown to the line. Here's Mitchell across for LaPointe. Fakes the shot. Has the lane. She shoots, and that one goes fluttering over the net. Mitchell. First real sign of pressure here from Durham West. Here's Fleming. Throws it across. LaPointe. Toe drag shot. She scores! Deflected in front, I believe. If not, LaPointe's got it. And the shutout bid broken with 4:25 to go in the period. And it looks like it is going to be Renee LaPointe picking up her first goal of the season, and that will end Maya St. Pierre's shutout bid here late in the third period. Great effort from Durham West. Got to give them credit. They stayed on the play for an extended period of time, and then LaPointe had so much patience, had a defender in front of her, waited until she got out of position, took the lane, took the shot, and found the back of the net. And Durham West is on the board late in the game. So it is Renee Lapointe who picks up her first of the season. Lone assist goes to Allie Mitchell to make it a 6-1 Etobicoke advantage. But Durham West does break the shutout bid, as now Renee Bishop taking a shot from the point. That one just went wide. Here's Piggott in the corner with 3 3/4 to go in period number 3. Rachel Bishop at the line. Nice pass for Piggott, but only had one hand on her stick as she reached out to try and keep the play going. Back to the line. Venucio, long-range shot, and Oaks will gobble up that one and hold on with 3:33 left in period 3. Face off to the right of Oaks, won by Etobicoke. Quick shot right off the draw by Van Volsen. And Oaks has got it again for another quick face off. Face off to the right of Oaks. And once again, Van Volsen with a shot, and once again, a save made by Oaks. Rinse and repeat, why not? Milani gonna go after the puck as it comes behind the net now for Suprika. Able to find Sarah Aquilina. She loses the puck as she's stripped by Milani, who walks into the slot and fires. Nice save made by Oaks. Just got the shoulder on it. 3 minutes to go in period 3. Puck comes back out in front, almost perfectly on the tape for Milani, but it'll be moved out. Here's Eden Bergman sending that down the ice. Waddick back in her own zone to get it. And the Dolphins right back on top of it. Here's Milani. Off the right wing, flutters it into the Durham West zone, and Oaks gonna grab the puck. Look out. Bit of a miscommunication there between her and Suprika, who almost got stripped of the puck. Pass comes in front for Rushmore. What a save by Oaks off of her own teammates. Turnover behind the goal. She will hold on to that for another face-off. Now with 2:33 left on the clock in period 3. Face-off coming up to the left of Darby Oaks. The face-off is won by Durham West, but they can't clear it out. Now they'll have a chance. Momentarily on the tape of Soren Bitterman, excuse me. Durham West maybe looking for another goal here late. Unfortunately, won't do them any favors as they are down big here late in the game, but they were able to break the shutout. So that is one positive to look at. And I mean, in the second and third period, offensively, they have looked much better as offside going to be called against the Lightning. They have looked much, much better since the first period. If you maybe take away the first period and the first half of the second, this game could have been a lot closer, but Etobicoke just right from the get-go was firing on all cylinders. Face-off just outside of the Etobicoke blue line, won by Durham West. Well, back across the line is Capri Chalk. Trips over a stick. No call, though. 3 penalties for Durham West today. No power plays for the Lightning, however. Piggott across the line. She's onside. Piggott walks in, cuts hard to the net. Backhand pass goes across. Almost had McCullough, but she was not there in time. The other way. Nice little move across the line. Here's Halloran. Great move. Halloran with the shot. And a glove save made there by St. Pierre, who holds. Minute 33 to go in the third period. Face-off coming up to the left of Maya St. Pierre. And it looks like Rachel Piggott's going to be asked to step out here. So Maddie McCullough will come in instead. And the face-off won by Etobicoke. Mossy turns it around the boards with 90 seconds to go here in the third. Mossy trying to find it. Renee Bishop for Manny McCullough. They've been magic today. McCullough for Piggott. Over to Bishop, walking it backhand, and she fired it just wide. Renee Bishop had the third goal on her stick on a beautiful passing play, but unfortunately cannot finish it off. Venucio trying to take a shot with 1 minute left to go in the third period, but man, oh man, that was a thing of beauty in terms of passing from the Dolphins, but unfortunately just could not finish on the last play. As puck goes towards Maya St. Pierre, who will hold for a face-off as Venucio and Madison Brick in a heated battle. You can imagine the frustration for Durham West. This is not how they wanted their first game of the season to turn out, but it's sometimes just how it happens. And against a team like Etobicoke, who is defending their provincial crown this year, coming back stronger than ever. Puck redirected there by Aquilina. Darby Oaks out of her net to play it. Deflects off the stick of Van Volsen. Final 30 seconds taken away. Milani. Maybe we're looking for one more. Takes the shot deflected by the active stick of Suprika. Mackenzie Riches tried to send it back down low, but was picked off by her own teammate Fleming. Fleming, her backhander, turned over. Milani. One last chance here. Throws it across. Just out of the reach there of Van Volsen. 10 seconds left now. Round the back of the net it'll go. And that will do it. The Etobicoke Dolphins start off their campaign in a big, big way as the final seconds tick down. And for the first time this season, Finns win. Finns win. The Dolphins win. 6-1 your final here on a Saturday afternoon at the Fort Performance Center. Maya St. Pierre with her first win of the season. Renee Bishop and Manny McCullough with 2 goals and an assist apiece. And the Etobicoke Dolphins start the season 1-0 on the year as they take down the Durham West Lightning by a final of 6-1. And now for our players of the game. Player of the game for the Durham West Lightning. Gonna have to go with the netminder Darby Oaks. She was absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, marked with the loss here today, but she was absolute magic. And for the Etobicoke Dolphins, our player of the game, let's go with Renee Bishop, who was fantastic as well. 2 goals and an assist to her name here today, and she was a big difference maker. What a debut for Renee Bishop, helping take down the Durham West Lightning here on a Saturday afternoon. Etobicoke starts their season 1-0 as they take down the Lightning here in the season opener. And they'll be right back at it tomorrow afternoon. They'll take on the Toronto Arrows. Start time 12:15 puck drop here from the Fort Performance Center. Hope you can join us then for that one. That'll be the next time we talk to you. That's going to do it for us here, though, for the Fort Performance Center. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday here with us to draw in a brand new season of Ontario women's hockey. Final score once again here today from Etobicoke. The Dolphins take down the Durham West Lightning by a final score of 6-1. On behalf of our entire crew, I'm Thomas Mercier, wishing you a pleasant good evening from Finland. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon for another presentation of Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey here on the Dolphins Broadcast Channel. Until then, good night.